Nathan here from Motorsport. On today's segment of Grassroots Racer, I'd like to introduce another awesome grassroots racer. He started working with Porsches when he was only 13. Wait, isn't that my age? He has raced in the BMW Drivers' Cup for the last 4 years now. This year he's racing multiple series. He does a bit of driver coaching. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have planned for 2021. So big welcome, Jesse Bryan.
Hi mate, how are you?
Yeah, good, Jesse. Let's just get right into it, where it all began. So how old were you when you started racing? Did anything particular inspire you to start racing?
I started working on Porsches when I was 13. I worked for a company called 𝘕𝘕𝘪𝘴 in Richmond, and just started going out to club days and doing tire pressures and helping out refueling and stuff like that, and grew quite a passion for it. And it got to the point where I made the decision that I wanted to go and get a job where I could afford to get a car and go race myself and not just work on them for other people. So that's sort of where it all started.
Is it true that you started working on Porsches when you were my age?
Yep, absolutely. So yeah. Back then, again, just going to the track days and helping out, and then started a school-based apprenticeship, and went from there. But then just decided it wasn't for me because I wanted to be a driver.
Have you ever raced Porsches?
I've done a couple of little things here and there in some Porsches, but nothing extraordinary yet.
And would you like to race in the Carrera Cup Series or something?
Absolutely, I would, definitely. We've been looking at a Porsche Cup car at the moment to do the GT3 Cup Challenge Series, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen until next year now. So that is the goal, but it's quite a big budget to do that. So yeah.
Do you have a favourite driver or that you've followed in the past or now present?
I'm actually friends with a couple of guys that race supercars. James Golding's a good friend of mine, and he ran the Gary Rogers Motorsport Boost mobile car for a few years, and he's also been quite successful in the new S5000 series, which is really good. He's a great driver, and a couple of other guys too. But Jimmy's one of my better friends, and I always like to support him whenever he's doing anything. He's going to be driving again this year. I think it was with Scott Pye in the 𝘕𝘠𝘠 car.
So that's for the Bathurst 1000, I'm having a guess?
Correct, and Sandown and whatever other enduros they're doing.
So now we've had a little chat, get to know each other. Let's talk about the BMW's Drivers' Cup Championship that you've been doing for the last 4 years. Why do you like that category of racing?
When it come to getting the car, I was given quite a good opportunity by past employer. They had a passion for racing themselves, and I went and rented a couple of race cars just to do some track days, and they saw my passion. So I was fortunate enough that they offered to get me a car and sponsor me. We were looking at something different. We were looking at a Z3M Coupe rally car, which is just an old type of BMW, and then we got convinced by an E30. And pretty glad we did that, because E30 racing's a good family, and everyone's friendly with each other and helps you out. It's good. And quite a successful year my first year. The first year I won the rookie championship, and then the next year I got my first race podium and round podium, and they just kept coming from there every couple of rounds, and started to get more up the pointy end of the field, which was good. So it was good experience and good fun.
What tracks do you race at in that series?
So they usually have one interstate round a year. This year is at Wakefield Park near Canberra, and then the other rounds are between Phillip Island, Sandown, and Winton. And
is it very competitive, and is it a fixed setup, or give us a little bit of an
It's extremely competitive. All the front runners are definitely going for sheep stations, that's for sure. It is controlled. It's very limited on what you can do, which makes it a lot more even. But there is people that have got it a bit more sorted out than others. So yeah, it makes it fun, but yeah, definitely very competitive.
Do they try and narrow it down to who's the best driver on the grid?
Yeah, pretty much. I guess whoever crosses the line first is always the way.
When we had a little chat on messages, you told me that you do an endurance series. So where do they race, and maybe give me a bit of detail on what car it is and what the series is about?
Yeah, so that is another one I do in the 𝘱𝘠𝘪. It's the 300-kilometre series, which Matt Thorless did last weekend. And so I actually do that series with Ben, who used to own 𝘕𝘠𝘬𝘀 that I used to work for. And, Ben was one of the main ones I always used to go and help. And it was kind of an aspiration to sort of drive with him one day or be like him as a driver. And as soon as I got the opportunity, I invited him to come along to do one. And it was one of the best weekends I've ever had. I learned a lot from him, and he learned a lot from me knowing that car. And it was just a really good, fun time. And look forward to doing more with him in the future. Next one in Sydney in, I think, May.
So if I'm correct, you were training somebody at Sandown in the last Wakefield 300. That was, I think, last week or the week before.
I was coaching a young kid, Harry Walker, who's definitely passionate about motorsport as well, and he has a lot of family history in motorsport. I've been coaching him for the last year or so in the 𝘱𝘠𝘪, and he had his first round last weekend and did extremely well.
You also told me that you have a new car for the Bathurst 6 Hour. So do you want to?
Yeah, I've actually just got off the phone organising the collection of it, so that's going to be coming down from Sydney this week. It's a 2012 BMW 1M, which is a 6-cylinder twin turbo, much faster than the 𝘱𝘠𝘪, which is going to be good. And I'm doing the Bathurst 6 Hour as the first event for that one with Cody Donald and Angelo Mazouras. So Cody's a Formula Ford driver currently, and Angelo Mazouras is a Formula Ford champion, and he also races Super 2 now in the pink and white pit box car that was racing at Bathurst on the weekend just gone.
Angelo did a great job. He was fighting it out with the likes of Brock Feeney, so that was really good to see him up there. What's the most challenging about a Bathurst 6 Hour?
Well, I haven't done one yet, but I've helped a couple of friends out doing the event, and obviously it's a physical event, but I think there's a lot of mental challenges in it as well, and you really got to have the confidence in yourself and in the team that you can get the event done, and hopefully that's how we go and we get it done well.
I also understand you do driver training, so what are some of the tracks you mainly do that at?
A lot of it I do with Harry that raced at Sandown last weekend. I do have a couple of other clients I do it with as well. Mainly do that at Sandown and Winton. They're, Sandown's very close to home, and Winton's it's a technical track, and it's a good one to learn at. So yeah.
Get in touch with you if they're interested in some training.
You can just speak to me via Messenger or Facebook or something like that, or even Instagram.
Is it true that you did some training with the legend himself, John Bowe? And did he?
Oh, yeah.
Did he teach you some cool stuff? Did you teach him anything?
No, I wish I could have taught him something, but John, I met through a friend, and still talk to him now and again. He's actually down at Phillip Island this weekend, so I'll probably see him there. But yeah, he is a legend of the motorsport, and it was pretty good to have him in the car with me and do some coaching. So he's probably got endless tips for you, and you could learn something off him every day for a couple of years, I reckon. So very, very grateful that I had that opportunity a couple of times. He's always happy to help, and just send him a text and he'll help you out with anything to do with the racing, which is good.
I'm guessing you're like most of us grassroots racers who don't have the biggest budgets, and we sort of do anything to keep us going in racing. So what sort of support do you get from your partners or sponsors?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely didn't come from a budget, and it was something I could never do. And yeah, like I said, I had a past employer give me the opportunity, which I'll forever be grateful for, giving me the car and sponsoring me. But at the same time, if you want to keep going and enjoy it, you've got to go and hunt down the sponsors and give them as much benefit as you can. I've got one of my biggest sponsors is Coastal Refrigeration and Air Conditioning on Phillip Island. They're really good family friends and wanted to help me out, so they do a great job with that, and I help them out where I can. And so also got a new team this year, Bloomfield Capital Racing, for the BMW, and Falcon GTR Racing for the historic car I'm going to be running with Craig Finn.
Alright, so I'm guessing those are all your partners or sponsors. So for the viewers watching, his name's Jesse Bryan. He has Jesse Bryan Racing on Facebook, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yep.
Do you do any sim racing or iRacing, and do you think it's helpful to get it, when you go onto a new track if you haven't been there before?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, James Golding's a good friend of mine, and he does sim racing like coaching for young kids. I'll definitely be hitting him up for some lessons at Bathurst before the Bathurst 6 hour.
And
I think it's a big benefit.
So I'm also into iRacing. I was going to do the Bathurst 12 hour, but there were some reasons that I couldn't do it. But lastly, what's your favourite track in Australia?
I think everyone's answer is Bathurst, which is, it's quite a spectacular track, but I've recently come to change that to Tailem Bend in Adelaide. I raced there in 2019 and had my most successful round. Got the race lap record, and it was just an unbelievable weekend for me. And it's motorsport's quite an emotional sport, even not at a professional level. And that's why people get frustrated if they have an accident or something like that, because there's so much effort and money that goes into it. So when it goes good, it's really paid off, and it gives you a really nice feeling.
I just remembered, let's have a chat about the historics car that you're going to be racing at Phillip Island, and the history of the Falcon Tyres Nissan R32 GTR, and how'd you get your hands on it? Yeah,
so I'm currently working for a guy called Craig Finn, who's a massive car enthusiast. He's got a car club as well called the 𝘱𝘕 Club, and he brought this car with the intention of it just being a collector car, and one day decided that it'd be cool to take it back to the track. And obviously it's a Bathurst 12-hour podium car from 1993. So he decided that he wants to take it back to Bathurst, and me being a driver and working for him, thankfully he's given me the trust to hand the keys over and let me do that for him. We both worked together to get in contact with Falcon Tyres Australia, and they're jumping on board and sponsoring us this year. So they've given us a heap of tyres and some merchandise and stuff, and we've also got the Trading Garage, which is a website a friend of mine's just started that auctions off special cars, so they're going to be helping us out as well. But this car is really, really special. It ran the 1993 Bathurst 12 hour, and it finished 4th outright and 3rd in class. So that's quite a big race and a big achievement for the guys who ran that car. So it's pretty special to be able to drive a piece of Australian racing history myself, which has always been a dream. I've always wanted to do a historics event in a special car, and now I'm getting to do a full season and drive it at Bathurst at the end of the year before we sell the car.
Look, I would love to have the opportunity to drive such a historic car one day. I'm sure there's a way that don't worry, I'll get my hands on one though. Lastly, do you have any what are all the social media platforms that people can follow you on?
So it's my Facebook and Instagram is Jesse Bryan Racing, and we also have a team page for Team Falcon GTR on Facebook, and for the BMW we've got Bloomfield Capital Racing.
It'd be great to catch up with you in person one day, Jesse. I'll keep looking at your Facebook, checking up on how you race here. It'd be great to come watch you Phillip Island, but unfortunately I can't come up. It's been awesome speaking to you today, Jesse. Good luck with your race at Phillip Island, and good luck in 2021. Hopefully there's no more lockdowns, and I really wish you the best of luck for Phillip Island, driving such a piece of history. Thanks again everybody for listening or watching. I really appreciate all the comments everyone has sent through, encouraging and supporting me. And remember, drive fast and take chances on the track, of course.
Thanks, mate. I really appreciate it. Well done.
Thank you, Jesse.